And we are live. What's up, guys? How you going? How you doing? I don't know what's how you going, but like, how you doing, guys? All Nagi. Oh, yeah. Listen, today all we are going to do is go over some predictions. Like, we need to lock in and predict what's going to happen in the next chapter. Bro, I immediately got an ad. What the hell? What's up, guys? Yo, Insomnia. Rafa, what's up? What's up, Cypher? Satoru. What's up, Satoru? Oh, you're on another stream? Like, is it Blue Lock stream or what? Like, what are we doing here? Yo, what's up, 3D? Itoshi Sagi. Or is it Isagi Toshi? What's up, Kane? Oh, is that Kane? Or how is that pronounced? Kane? A new stream. Like, no, is it like Blue Lock stream or what? What are we doing? What's up? Hold on. What's up, Greg? Sorry, guys, by the way, if I butcher your names. Like, the spammer already. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he already started spamming his shit. Like, bro does not have a life. Growing. Like, who's growing? Yeah. Discord is growing since you started streaming. I noticed that. Yeah, a lot of people seem to join. I feel like, with live streaming, like you get a little bit personal with people. It's better than videos. With videos, you guys kind of know me, but I don't know a lot about the viewers except the ones on Discord. But like with live streaming, I get to talk to you as we do it. So it's Itoshi Sagi. A stream about soldiers who died recently. Okay, so it's not Blue Lock related. Nishioka debuts might actually happen tonight. You think so? What's up, Cypher? Kane, it's with a W, it's with a Y for some reason. Okay, it's Kane. I mean, Kane is a beautiful name, especially if you grew watching WWE in like the 90s and the 2000s. That shit was fire. Kane and The Undertaker. Come on. We're getting sniped by him. I think, listen, I have a theory that he is a member of Discord, and so whenever I say I'm going live, he joins. That's my theory. It's also fun to see how the stream progresses from 30, 50 viewers to, yeah, last time it reached 112, which is the first time, by the way. The first live I did was like around 20, 30. People did not know I would stream and shit like that. But then it slowly started building up. Who's Shigio? Wait, is that dude with Kira? Hold on. By the way, when do we get to see side B? I think this is the start of the Nigerian game. Yeah, this is the start of the Nigerian game. When do we get to see side B? Well, yo, what's up, the High Cat? Welcome, bro. What's up? What chapter is it? What chapter is the one where we see side B? Like, I'm not that versed in these recent chapters. Is it after the end of the Nigerian game or what? Wait, not 37, 27. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, I found it. So, here's what we are going to do today. Bro, I can't see the live chats. Give me a second. Come on. Okay, I can see it now. Yeah, it's 3:27. Yeah, fine. Thank you, 3D. Thank you, Kane. Yeah, we see Kira entering. So, here's the thing. Hold on. Yeah, okay. This doesn't matter. So here's the thing. Here's what we are going to do today. We are going to discuss Nagi. We are going to discuss Kira. And we are can't stay, but have a good... Yo, Silver. It's a shame you can't stay, but hey, have a good one, bro. All right, just tuned in, answering the live titled Nagi will absolutely run through side B. Listen, I can't have it any other way. Nagi needs to destroy. And I have a theory, something that happens at the end of this chapter, like gives me a theory about why Kira specifically would survive, okay? However, let's start from the top. So we are going to do this stream is going to be all about what you tell me. This stream is going to be all about exploring your theories. And so, who's Hanaru, by the way? I wonder, to be honest, so being called the jewel of Japan is kind of like ambiguous in a sense. I don't know. So I don't know what would what would his weapon be? Yo, what's up, Illusion? Welcome, bro. Nagi's yeah, exactly. Nagi would carry Kira. That's the theory. Listen, if that doesn't happen, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't think so. So I explained this before about Buratsuta and why he seems like a creep. You see, the writer is such a genius at psychology, and he understands what us, like millennials, Gen Z, and like people born after that, hate specifically. We hate boomers like this. We hate boomers who care only about money and who destroyed the world for us, right? And so he made Buratsuta look exactly like your typical boomer. You look at him and like he's not Japanese. He is in every country. And like it's funny because he is the most hated character in Blue Lock despite him being probably one of the most healthy. Like one of the characters who have the healthiest personality. I mean, if in real life, who would you pick, Baro or this guy? Baro is a freak, and so for the writer to make us hate Boratsuta this much, it's honestly just astonishing. Let me read some comments. Coffin bombers. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hold on. Yeah, Mahito, what are you talking about? Coffin bomb versus the hydrogen babe. Oh wait, it's coffin bomb. Okay, I just got it. The Dutch guy. Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? I still do not know their names. Hold on. So I'm part of the Fresh Boratsuta. The name, yeah, Hanaru. Okay. So this is Hanaru. I still do not know their names. I mean, this guy's name. The rest don't really matter. I know this one too, by the way. I know, where is he? I know Hiraji, obviously. And we know Nishioka. So we know these. Which, by the way, it would be such an upset for Nishioka to still join. And like, imagine him and Bachira dribbling like against Brazil or I don't know. It would be really cool to see. But unfortunately, with only two players and one of them being Nagi, I don't know. So let me read a little bit. The Dutch guy, yeah, I think all dude is creep. As I said, no, he's just made to look like a creep for a reason. Yo, what's up, compy? Oh, is it compil lock or compy? Yeah, it's compil. Okay. What's up, bro? By the way, Kira will survive cause the volume cover. Yeah, that's actually kind of true, but Takemitsu also exists, and he was the volume cover, and yet he got eliminated. I'm still not sure if Kira is going to survive. Consider introducing this new guy. Kind of caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie, that's true. That's kind of true, you know. And at the end of the day, he could use him as hype, and he could use him to make like he could use it because he kind of gives off a weird vibe about him here when he smiles like this, and so he could be a bad guy that forces Kira to eliminate him. Like he would probably force Kira to think like Nagi. He would destroy everyone, right? So that could be his use in this side B. I want to make a Marxist analysis of a medium. I think I could. Yeah, you could, bro. You know what, Gojo? Send it over on Discord. I'll review it, and if it is interesting, we could talk about it because I aim to do like a video on the psychology of Blue Lock and how it manipulates you. Also, you never gave me an idea of the sketch you want. I remember you want. Yeah, no, not Lorenzo. I wanted of Hugo. I'll give you one. After this stream, I'll give you one. Oikawa is there. Yeah. No, what's his name? It's not Oikawa. Bro. It's this guy. What's his name? Hold on. Let me. I can't. let me see. Okawa. It's Okawa. It's not Oikawa. Yeah, it's Okawa. Yeah, I remember. It's Okawa. Anyways, so let me continue. Oh my God, Okawa is back. Yeah, Okawa. If I just read two comments down, the rest of the players inside B are just there for Nagi to cook them up. That's kind of true, you know. You don't know the goat, Mizuki? Wait, hold on. Who's Mizuki? Like, who's Mizuki, by the way? Is it that weird guy, you know, that we said that he looks weird, but we want him to survive because of that? Nishioka gonna be the main character side B, though. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Shigo sweep. Yeah, Okawa. It's Okawa. Who's Shigo, by the way? So who's Mizuki and who's Shigo? Nishioka gonna be the main character. A theory I had side B was made for Nagi to win. You know, that could be true, by the way. We'll explore it because Boratsuta went out of his way to recruit Nagi. And he even gave him a reality check. Is Lemon there? Bro, you know what? I would love to see a little bit of side B from like the like the original Team Zers. You know, because we never got to see the wild card, but I feel like there was a missed opportunity from the writer, like to show us what happened to them. But at the same time, we could see them here, and we never know. The writer could extend this shit to like a volume or something. That would honestly be fine. I know I want to see the England game, but I don't know. I'm fiending for some Nagi and some nostalgia. Yo, what's up, Yassine? Welcome, bro. Is Kira a talented learner or a genius? I actually don't remember. Hold on, let me see. I don't remember what I put him. Hold on. Wait, give me a second. I can't open it here. Give me a second, guys. Because I made a video putting everyone on like the chart. And so I'll bring that up. Give me a second, guys. So yeah, this one. We'll use it as a reference point. Geniuses and talented. But by the way, like the Itoshi brothers rivalry, reaching a new height with him being a talented learner against a genius restriction against freedom. How do you... Okay, you can hide it here. So, here's where I placed everyone. Obviously, Sendo and Nanasi don't matter, but here's where I think everyone should be. Yeah, so I placed Kira as a talented learner. He's not as much of like Kaiser and Ego and Snuffy. By the way, Hugo should be here too, but with Hugo, he's like, I made this video before we got to see him do anything. This was like at the end of the, like when he was introduced. And as you can see, I'm not using his icon. I'm using like his face from the manga. Hold on, let me read some comments. Kuon, okay, so imagine being one of my brother used to go Bro, imagine being in the wild card and getting destroyed by Kunigami. You know what? So Kuon, I know Kuon kind of served his purpose, right? Kuon kind of served his purpose. But he was really interesting. He was a guy who had no answer to like dominating, but like he truly wanted to. And so it's always sad to me that he got eliminated in the second selection just like that, right? I don't know, like it's always sad. Got cooked by... That's the problem now. Which, by the way, it's worse for this character specifically. Who, if you remember, if you've read the Nagi's... Like, hold on, let's actually pull it up. So, Nagi episode... Yeah. So if you remember this guy, he got cooked twice by Nagi. So I think like he would be like a starting point, like a great starting point. Hold on. So yeah, this is the guy. And by the way, he had one of the best entrances. Like when you see him enter the field, bro looks like Baro the first time. He looks like the first time we've got to see Baro, right? And like his team looking beefy and all of that, and they get destroyed. Not by Nagi, but by Ryo. And here's the funny part. If you lose to a talented learner, not because of their brain, but because of their skill, you are absolute trash, right? So it wasn't Nagi that destroyed him. It was actually Ryo. And he did it without like tactics and shit. He did it by just being good. You'll see. Hold on. He did it by just being good. Like he didn't do it through tactics. You see him dribble. You see him do some crazy shit. And this is a talented learner we're talking about. This is not like, yeah, look at this shit. This is if you get clapped this hard by a talented learner, you're absolute dog shit. And I know. Like as I said, Rayo is a good, like he's a great dribbler and all of that. But like it means these guys are nothing, are absolute dog water. I'd put them. You know what? I'd put them on. Oh shit! Hold on. Why can't I open? Okay, so I'd put them here. I'd put them on these guys' level. I'd put them on these loser. No, not these ones. Hold on. By the way, Nomura is doing everything he can so he can make a beautiful girl sexy in blue lock. Since Henri is the only one that matters, he's putting everything on her. Anyways, I put them here. I put them on the level of these goons. Or not goons, but these trash trash players. Hold on, let me continue read. Yeah, I like the ads. Sorry guys for the ads, but like it is what it is. Like, why did the anime give Psy? What? Habsburg Jaw? What's Habsburg Jaw? We don't know if he's a talented learner or a genius. Like we can assume he's a talented learner, and here's why. If we continue with like the first chapter, here's exactly why. Like answer me honestly, right? Answer me honestly. Would you expect a genius to react like this to ego? Not a single genius in the world would explain anything to ego. Bro's like, our precious teams and like I have nationals, whatever, right? So, and even being like the best striker did not sit right with him. And that's definitely a talented learner behavior, right? Tada tier player. Yeah, exactly. Tada tier player. That's exactly the case. Yo, what's up, edits? Yeah, of course, Kiora Glazer. My main question is how Boratsuta would even train Blue Lock side B when his fat ass is so incompetent. I mean, listen, there were like a lot of trainers who are like fat like Boratsuta. So you know, it's not even old legends like Ronaldinho, the Brazilian guy, Ronaldinho. He became fat after retiring. So for all we know, Boratsuta could have been an athlete, and then when he retired, he became fat. Being dribbled by Isak. Listen, this is a misconception, by the way. Well, this always gets me. So look at this shit. They're not even able to like hold him physically. It's not just about talent. Like even physically, they're not able to hold him. And like it's funny because look at this shit. Bro could not even react to Isagi. And this proves that Isagi and Ryo are great dribblers. They're really good. But they do not stand a chance to like Bachira or Ren. You know, the geniuses in terms of dribbling. I mean, no, even Sai, for example. Sai and Hiyori are insane, yeah. I low-key think Kiora should get locked off. Why, though? I think Kiora is actually an interesting character. Like, his borderline could come up in the England game. His character kind of seems to that saves them at the last moment kind of character. And I would love to see it. Maybe if... Hold on, just throwing it like that. Maybe if Kiora is the one to like score the equalizer against England and then they pass because of the goal difference, that would be perfect writing. Like Kiora being the guy, like being the borderline guy who equalizes things so Japan can advance. Yo, what's up, Fi? Welcome, bro. Hey, Ace, what is your schedule for streaming? I want to know because I'm doing exams. So I always stream like around 7 p.m. GMT, which is like 12 o'clock, like 12 p.m. Pacific time or something. I don't know. Like I live in the like the old world time zones. We don't live in like the American hemisphere for me to know. But I think it is around 12 o'clock, like 12 p.m. Pacific time. I want to point out when Nagi heard Ego talk about being the world's best, and Nagi said I can already imagine it. And Kiora didn't think like that at all, so that's what Yeah, that's what I said. Like, bro's reaction to ego was not that of a genius. No, I read it, the high cat. You don't need to delete it. Nagi seems like he got hit in the face by a ball in the news. Yeah, by the way, we need to see that. Hold on. Ooh, shit. Hold on. Yeah, we need to see this. So I think it. Yeah, look at this. He looks as if he was hit. That's right. He looks as if he was hit here. We gotta theorize about that. So it's 4 p.m. in Brazil. I think, yeah, Pacific time is on the west, right? So I think it's much later than Brazil. Buratsuta ain't doing all of that. He probably doesn't know shit about football outside of contracts, so he'll have to hire people. Yeah, you know what? Listen, bureaucracy exists, and a lot of people who don't know shit about their fields could be the head of those fields. And so I can see Buratsuta being shit. Have you seen the theory about Nagi somehow being in England match and saving Blue Lock with an equalizer? Well, I don't think so for one simple reason, and it's hold on. And it's what chapter is that? Yeah, I think it's chapter 311. So it's the what the hell? So it's this one. So after the training, Isagi scores wherever Boratsuta comes. He talks his shit. Then he tells them about side B. He shows them the players. Which, by the way, the reason Nagi did not accept immediately was so he doesn't show up here, because him showing up here would mess up a lot of players, like especially Isagi and Ryo. Isagi and Ryo care a lot about Nagi, and so it would mess it up. I guess, you know what? I guess Baru too, but like Baru and Chigiri are kind of geniuses. I doubt they would care that much about Nagi. However, that's the reason he did not show up here. And instead we go, oh, so this is Shigo. Okay, Shigo Mizuki. Okay, so this is the legend. How dare I forget the legend? Yeah, so then Boratsuta says this. Well, I'll plan on timing it so side B's winner will be determined around the same time as the finals. And as I said before, the finals here, he means the knockout stages. He means this. Let me send the picture. He means once we get to the brackets. He means this. He means once Japan faces Brazil. And so I doubt Nagi will show up before that. And he tells them, so make it to the finals even if it kills you, Blue Lock. And here, look at this shit. He looks slimy as ever, but he says exactly what everyone would say. But because he looks slimy, we hate Boratsuta. Kanshiro is one motherfucker in manipulating. Ace Trust, I'll show you your magic in Discord soon. Hell yeah, brother. Boratsuta, the anti Chris Prince. That's true. His anti Chris Prince, like he's the opposite. His what's it called? What's that speedster in DC? The villain of the Flash. Hold on? What's his name? Give me a second. The reverse. He's the reverse Flash, right? Yeah, the reverse Flash. Like this is Boratsuta and Chris Prince is the Flash. Hold on. I'll stand on this. Nanase is better than Bum Kiora. Listen, to me, Kiora is better than Nanase. I don't know. Boratsuta is operating on management level. Ever seen Perez, who created the greatest Champions League run? Yeah, that's actually true. That's true. I mean, he could run the business of football, not football itself. Like, he's not the manager. Predator eyes. By the way, no. He doesn't have the predator eyes. Come on, bro. Listen, I think he has the 6 eyes. And you should know that, Satoru. Is Kira even going to be relative with the Blue Lockers? I don't think so. I thought of something unironic. Boratsuta could coach players on PR training and how to stand out with flashy plays that can sell tickets and jerseys. I mean, sure, listen. Everyone has his own ego. And him building this type of ego really is something. Boratsuta got 100 in greed. I mean, listen, who doesn't like money? But this guy takes it to another extent. Crazy theory, reverse flash. Yeah, reverse flash. What? if Onazi was in Blue Lock, where would he be ranked? So I made a video. Hold on. So I made a video about Onazi versus Kunigami. And this was prior to the French game, right? This was prior to us seeing like Kunigami at his best. And I said in that video that Onazi is better than Kunigami. However, after his feat against Loki and him jumping like that, I think Kunigami could hold Onazi. The only weakness or the only problem for like Kunigami is the stamina. Onazi is insane in terms of stamina. However, Kunigami showed insane plays in the previous game. And so for that reason, I think right now Kunigami might be better than Onazi just a little bit. But for that reason, I think Onazi should fit around like Kunigami, Chigiri in that level. I'd put him in that level. He's definitely below the likes of Hiyori, the likes of Ryo, the likes of, I don't know, Bachira is a bit higher. But like, I see him around Yuki, Otoya, Chigiri, Kunigami, that level. Maybe he's worse than Otoya, but like better than Chigiri, worse than Kunigami, you know, around that. So that's Onazi. Hold on, where are we? Hayate. If Onazi, Kura going to meet Ride Nagi. Yeah, we will talk about it. That's how Isagi got his slot in DM. What do you mean in BM? Like by meet riding Kunigami and Yuki? Yeah, so Reverse Flash is not fast, but is not fat, but like he is the opposite of the Flash. Whenever he exists, he takes away from the Speed Force. And so whenever Boratsuta exists in the same room as Prince, he would drain out of his physicality. Onazi would be like six. Nah, I don't think so. So hold on. So we have who would be above him? So definitely Baro, Shido, Rin, Isaki. So we already have 4. Then I think Bachira is definitely above him. I think Ryo is better. I think Hiyori is definitely better. Karasu right now is much better than Onazi. I mean, even in that game he was better than Onazi, but now like Karasu post the French game is on Rin and Isagi's level. So he's definitely. So I don't think so. He is the 6th. Yo, Ace. You didn't miss nothing. We're just chatting at this point. We'll talk about like we are going to get into the predictions in a bit. Onazi might be like 8th or 12th. Yeah, that would be correct. We are dunking on Boratsuta and talking about Onazi. Yeah, that's how the live streams goes. Like we talk about everything. Why enter the stream expecting that you guys and Alice is talking about something peak and I see you this fat bro and say that he has the Predator eye. The epic one. Listen, if you don't think Boratsuta doesn't have the Predator eyes and like Hugo's Cog eyes, I don't know. He probably has like a unique vision to sniff in money. Hey, so I just wanted to stop by and say I'll join your stream later because at the moment I'm still very ill. Oh yeah. Recover well, bro. Yeah. I hope you're I wish you a quick recovery, bro. Don't worry about the stream. It is here, and even if you miss it, it is a VOD after this. Well, by the way, guys, I will stream in few hours as well. Like once the chapter drops, I will stream. So watch out for that too. Do you think Isagi will get Predator eyes? So Isagi will never get the Predator eyes for one simple reason. The Predator eyes are exclusive to restrictive players, and Isagi is one of the biggest freedom type players. And so there is no way in hell he would get the Predator eyes. People who would get the hold on, I'll give you guys people who I think have or will get the Predator eyes. By the way, this means Loki should be here. He should be restrictive because he has the Predator eyes. So Baro obviously has it. Kazur has it. We know Rin. We know Yuki. So these are the ones we know. Then we know also Onazi has it. I am suspecting that Noah will have it. Noah will definitely develop, but like Noah will definitely have the Predator eyes because with his insane shot, having the Predator eyes is just a death sentence and it is fitting with his character. Then I think also Adam Blake will have it. So these are the only ones I suspect will have the Predator eyes in the show. Unless we are introduced into like new players in England or like whatever who would have the Predator eyes as well. Also, as I said, this is a little bit outdated now because Loki should move into being a restrictive type player. Why? Because specifically has the predator eyes. Okay, so nah, Shido doesn't. So Shido's eyes definitely look like the predator eyes, but they have nothing to do with them. Shido, does he even show up here? Hold on. Let's go to 226 where we see him clearly. By the way, for some reason, I always think that Bachira's mom jumped on Isagi's on Isagi's father here. For some reason. And I think I figured out. It's because Bachira jumps on Isagi. I expected his mother to do so. Anyways, so if we look here, here's Baro. Here's Baro like in his regular state. He doesn't activate the predator eyes, but look at Shido. Shido in his regular state have those shark eyes. And so these are not the predator eyes. These are just eyes that look like it. And the confirmation would be something like Kuruna as well. Kuruna have them, but like he doesn't have the predator eyes. It's just an artistic choice from Numura or Kanshiro. Hold on. Damn, Blue Lock really doesn't let a weak character doesn't let a weak written character. What do you mean the epic one? Goes one on one with the one who named all things. What are you talking about, guys? Yeah, it's the predator. Nah, illusion. That's actually insane. Now, Unazi, I think, is better than Zantetsu. Zantetsu has not shown anything. The Butcher of Names, yeah, Ace Lock. You know what? Like, names are not my thing, so I'm sorry, guys. If I butcher anyone's name, I'm really sorry. Tokimitsu was more important than Otoya. That's true. At one point, Tokimitsu had his own, I'll show you, had his own cover and all of that. And he was on Team Rin, and, he had everything going for him. Then the writer completely killed him. On purpose, by the way. Completely killed him in the PXG game because a player with weak ego and weak mentality like this has no place in Blue Lock. And by the way, I just noticed his chains are actually colored, which could signify, oh shit, his chains are actually colored, which could signify that his ego is not complete like steel, or he was not under like the spell of ego. He was not completely under the spell of ego. And we know that, by the way. Anyways, let's carry on. I think Shido doesn't have the predator eyes. Yeah, you know what, 3D? I'll give you that. You always said that on Discord that Loki is restrictive, and I always told you no. Apparently, I was mistaken. Question for this arc: who do you think will be the first to be subbed in twice? Who do you think will be the first to score twice overall? And who will be the first to score twice in one match? That's a good, these are good questions. So, subbed in, I think Shido and Baro would play the next game. So, they're not gonna get subbed in. I think against England, I doubt Bachira would play. So, let's rule him out. I think Isagi needs to score. So, it's just a must. If he doesn't score, it would be weird. But I don't want him to score the final goal. As I said, I would hate it for him to score yet another final goal in a game, right? So I think Isagi will be the first to score 2 goals. Alternatively, since Baro is playing, and Baro will score, for sure. Baro will always score, right? So Baro will be the first to score. However, with England, I have like a suspicion that Baro will score the final goal. Because it is in his nature to save Blue Lock from tough situations. And as I said, I am suspecting that they are going to be losing to England with 1 goal difference, and then they equalize at the last moment and they advance because of the goals difference. Right? So that's my theory. And so for that, I think Baro would be the perfect to score the final goal. As for my prediction, it would be Isagi and Baro. As for scoring 2 goals at the same time, it's going to be controversial what I'm going to say, but it has to be Rin. Rin is the only player realistically to score 2 goals when he goes completely nuts. The only other player I could see is Shido, and he would do it once Sai joins in. Sai, giving Shido 2 goals, that would be insane, especially against Brazil if he plays, or maybe against Spain. I feel like Kunigami scoring the last goal in England match. So Kunigami too works. Kunigami is also the hero, and so they could be almost losing, and then the hero saves them. And so maybe Kunigami will get subbed in. Maybe he will be the second guy to get subbed in. What eye Nagi would have if he ever developed one? I think Nagi does not need an eye. I think there are players who don't need eyes. The primal example is Bajra and Nagi. They're just crazy like that. And you accept them as like the way they are, the way they're supposed to be crazy. Chapter and Kira. Yeah, someone sent that. I think it was you, Davita, right? Or what's your name? Yeah, Danica. Okay, my bad. Bro, I keep butchering the names. So, Danica sent me this. Look at this, guys. So, Isagi like loses and it hits the ball because of a friend or a teammate, which happened with Rin. And then Kira shoots kind of the same as Loki. And it is because of a counter that Isagi absolutely hates. If we go back to the final chapter, hold on, let's go to the first chapter first. Who joined? What the hell happened? Oh my god, bro. Another heckler. Bro, get a life. Thank you. Thank you for banning him, Mahito. Yeah, bro literally has no life. Yeah, Nagi does not need any specialized eyes, but I'll show you. So look at this. So Isagi does all the work, right? And then, obviously, because of the philosophy of the team, this is the parallel. Because of the philosophy of the team, Isagi ends up losing the shot, losing the chance, and he hits the bar. And it is because of the philosophy of the team and the teammate. The other team goes on a counter. It is completely carried by Kira, and he scores, widening the gap by 2-0, right? And they celebrate whatever, right? Then, if we look at the final chapter, and then another final, the one before it. So, Isagi does all the work against Hugo, right? He does everything, he tricks Hugo, he wins his lucky battle, whatever, then Rin shows up. Now, Isagi does not pass, but Rin shows up because of the philosophy of the team. And together, as we know, they whiff. They whiff where it hits the fucking bar again. They together shoot, and it hits the bar. So, they look shocked the same way, and then Loki takes it and score. He takes it, he carries the attack alone, then he scores, and the goal now is two goals difference. This parallel is so insane for it to be a coincidence. It has to be like put up by the writer. And I think the biggest confirmation is Kira being on the cover of this volume specifically. So I don't think, listen, Bachira and Nagi don't need eyes. Bachira, Nagi, Shido, they really do not need eyes. So the manga is not about the manga going from the beginning, the epic one. It's about the building up from the writer. Kanshiro had this in mind when he wrote the first chapter. This is Oda level shit. Like, we're almost 400 chapters and we still see things in the first chapter getting realized in this one. Like, that's how insane Kanshiro is. This is why I said, like, I kind of misjudged him in the previous chapter, but I completely liked him here. And another parallel, which I don't think it's a parallel, but I feel like it's something that gets under Isagi's skin, which is Loki here. Loki does not care about the game, he finds it boring, right? So obviously this gets under Isagi's skin. Then, if we look at the way Kira treated Isagi, by telling him you would give me killer passes and shit like that, yeah, you would give me some crazy good passes if we were on the same team. This does not show in Isagi, but it got under his skin. Like, bro wanted fucking revenge. The next chapter. Bro really wanted Kira's blood, right? So it's kind of the same because Isagi is like wants Loki's blood now, right? Here. So he could make all the crap about Bachara passing to him and shit like that, but he really wanted to be the strongest. He really wanted to put Kira to his knees. And Kira right here is considered the strongest, by the way, which is, guess what? The label of Loki. I know Hugo is on his level, but everyone considers Loki to be better. Like, even if I had to do a matchup, I think I would give it to Loki a little bit, just because from the narrative perspective. Feat-wise, I think Hugo is on par with him, but narratively, Loki is number one. Which, by the way, leads me to talk about another thing, and I'll get to reading your comments, guys. Give me a sec. Yo, welcome, Fly. What's up? Yeah, so I'll talk about something else with Kira. So we spoke about, would Kira actually survive in side B, and then would he actually be able to do anything against the current Blue Lockers? Well, Kira is considered the strongest of his team, meaning he is put on the same level as Baro, as Nagi, as the Wanima brothers, and as Okawa. So as we've seen, the writer puts in every team, he puts a strong player, right? So Kira is the strong player here. And you might think this makes him as good as Baro. We don't know that. Baro is considered the best player in the first selection. However, yeah, by the way, it's true that both Hugo and Kira wanted Isagi to be a midfielder. So I think it got under his skin, and he will seek revenge. Anyway, so as I was saying with Kira. So Baro was considered the strongest in the first selection, beating even Nagi, right? However, let's put Kira, let's highball him and put him on Baro's level. Where does that leave us? It leaves us with Kira that is worse than Rin from the second selection. That's where Kira stands right now. Kira is worse than this Rin. I'll give you an example. I think it should be 40, 42. Okay, so it's, yeah, 44. Bro, what's happened to 44? I think it's bugged. Oh, okay, there it is. So I think Kira is worse than this Ren. This Ren we see in the second selection. Why? Because Baro, who was considered the best in the first selection, was still worse than Ren. He was still worse than Shido, than Yuki, than Karasu, right? So I'd put Kira below these. I'd put Kira, let's say on current not current Isagi, but current Baro, like Baro in the second selection. Which means he would not be able to even be close to the current level of Blue Lock. You have to remember the amount of shit they went through in the NEL to reach this level, right? So these guys would decimate themselves from the second selection. And so I doubt Kira would be able to hang with these guys. Unless there is another explanation or some shit like that. Or he might be like Rin. He might be like Rin, and he might be a genius. What is it? So as I said, he is like a talented learner, I think, but he might be a genius. And he might be a genius who is acting as a talented learner and then awakens. And like his berserker state is as good as Ren's. I doubt that would be the case. And even at 50% of Ren, that would work because it at least would put him on par with the likes of, I don't know, maybe Aiku, I don't know. Oh, by the way, Aiku is better than Onazi too, for the question from before, right? So does this make sense why I don't think Kira would be as strong? Yeah, so he is called the jewel of this country, but it's the same label as calling Nishioka Amor is Missy. He still did not do anything. Oh, the Devourer of Skill. Thank you, bro. Yo, what's up, man? People forget that Kira before Blue Lock was nationwide seen as the best, even if Frame played. So, okay, sure. Let's go with that. Let's actually go with that. So, he is actually correct here. So, Kira was considered the best in the nation, but so was what's it called? So was Nishioka, and Nishioka held very well until I don't know, until like the NEL, where he completely fell off. And Nishioka had the label that rivals that of Kira. Kira was labeled the jewel of Japan, but being labeled as the Messi of your area, that's a huge feat. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way, the Devourer of Skill. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we crossed the 100 mark again. Yo, thank you guys. Like, I did not expect the streams to do this good, man. But really thankful for you guys. I really, really appreciate you all. All right, so you think Baro was better than Nagi? Yeah. So Baro was not. I don't think Baro was better than Nagi. Baro was better than Nagi. That's a fact from Nagi himself. I'll show you why. And by the way, he was the best individually. I'm not talking. I don't know if there is an Instagram group, but there is my Discord server if you want to join. We have a lot of people and they love to discuss Blue Lock. Most of them are with us on the stream today. Okay, so let me show you something. Nagi himself, after they lost to Rin. So it's before this one, I think. No, yeah, it's before this one. It's before. I think it's around 50. Yeah, so when Baro gets his chapter, I think it's the one bit. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. So Baro is acting almighty for a reason here, because if Isagi asks you, "Oh, yo, we surpassed the 100 mark again," damn guys, thank you. Yo, thank you, Unknown. Thank you for saying I'm one of your best. Listen, guys, like the live streaming is going really good, and so from now on, I promise you, I'm going to do it always. Maybe not daily. I would skip some days here and there, but like I'll do it as much as possible. So, as I was saying, Bar is acting almighty because Isagi still regarded him as the best, and he came for his help. And so, so he is acting like that. But then Nagi comes. Of course, a genius versus a genius. You immediately know they are going to butt heads. I'm surprised you ended up losing and coming back here. Weren't you supposed to be the strongest? So it's not me that would tell you. It's literally Nagi himself. He considers Baro as the strongest player. And that's for a reason, because if we go to, by the way, I did not continue to talk about what's happened to this guy. So as I said, Ryo was clapping them by himself, and then he gives it to Nagi. Look at Bro. Bro got destroyed. And I mean, Nagi is kind of like his thing. But like if we go, I wonder, guys, by the way, did a lot of you read the Nagi spin-off novel, or would you be interested in me reading it in you guys reading it with me? Yeah, thank you, the epic one. The Devourer of Skill. He most likely plays in France right now, based on his tracksuit. So that's actually a fallacy. Hold on, the Devourer of Skill. Hold on, what should I name you? Should I name you the Devourer? I'll tell you why it's a fallacy. So yeah, it's 327. So this does not look like a French team. This is a random attire, and it could be Japanese too. I understand, like Tsuki showed us the French team, the second league French team, but it's not that. I have a stupid question, but if Asahi Naruhaya was not kicked out of Blue Lock somehow, how strong would he become if he was in the NEL? I think Naruhaya would not survive. So let's say he survived the second selection. I don't think he would survive the NEL. And the simple reason is the way he got eliminated. Hold on. So the way he got eliminated kind of shows his hitting his limiter, if you could say, right? So he is great at sneaking behind. That's good. But then look at Bro. Bro had a direct line of sight with the goal, and he was playing by himself. Isagi was not even pressing him here. As you can see, bam, it hits the bar. Right? So this shows you that he does not have what it takes to make it in Blue Lock, unfortunately, because even someone like Isagi, for example, you don't need to look anywhere else. Even someone like Isagi, who is great because of his mind, still has an insane shot, and he wouldn't miss a shot like Naruhaya did. That's the basic, that's the minimum of surviving the second selection. And so even if he did survive here, I doubt he could have done anything in the NEL. Yeah, so, okay, you guys read it, so I don't need it. I don't need to reread this with you guys. So let me continue with, wait. So we don't know about Shido. I think Baro did not surpass Shido until the NEL. Shido always been better than Baro until the NEL and until he trained under Snuffy. So the reason I'm saying Baro was the strongest, he was the strongest in his own section. He was not the strongest like in the entirety of Blue Lock, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's better than Ren. I'm not saying he's better than Yuki. Yuki, Ren, Shido, they were all better than Baro in the first selection. Baro became one of the best post-training under Snuffy. It doesn't. Don't forget about author can use the actual logos and names, but does stuff. Okay, I mean the issue with saying that Kira trained under France is narratively he should have been playing in the nationals, and if the nationals are a tournament, because if you remember, his team qualified for the nationals, and you can hear him talk. Well, right now I'm focused on winning nationals with this team. So this is what he's saying, right? So, and Blue Lock only took 100 days. Like Blue Lock in entirety has the span of 100 days. So when did Kira have time to play for this team, go to the nationals, win them or lose them or whatever, then get scouted by another team, like a French team, and then train there? I find it far-fetched, I'm not gonna lie. Do you understand that, Debauer? That's my thinking behind it. Yeah, that would probably be right with Naruhaya. Like he would have a moment, fail at it, and then subbed off in the NEL. He would literally get destroyed by Noah because Noah hates players like him. Noah, listen, if you miss while being not like contended by anyone, Noah will rip you apart. Bro, Kira is the jewel of his country. Players like Aiko literally called by Italy team. Yeah, I mean, listen, it is still better than, for example, Baro. I still consider, let's say Kira was better than Baro in the first selection, because sure, Baro was renowned as a good striker, but like we've never heard something about him, right? The only ones that we've heard about are Nishioka, Ren because of Sai, and not because of Ren himself, and fucking Kira. So Kira has that aura, but I doubt he would beat second selection Ren. I think he is weaker than that. Because with Ren, it was kind of difficult to assess him because he's always living in the shadow of Sai. What did you send, Drake? I think France will be upset in the tourney and won't make it. Bro, you know what? They're going to face Italy. What is it? Brackets. So they're going to face Italy. So if Italy upset and like they pull the biggest upset, or Argentina and they like knock France, that would be insane. That honestly would be insane. But like judging by how Hugo behaves, I think they're going to reach the finals, and I have a theory they are going to beat Japan even, right? Let me read. I can kind of see what you're saying. What am I talking about? Imamura did Jack. Without Imamura's speed and technique, Isaki would not be. Yeah, but like Imamura had that technique, and that's it. Like he did not have the like. I'll show you something. People were adapting left and right in the second selection. Isagi himself said that if you don't adapt in the second selection, you will not be able to make it. And so Nishioka is literally below the second selection level. And so I doubt he would do anything in the NEL. Hold on. So I think he was around here. Nah, it's even prior. It's before that. Hold on. Yeah, it's before this. So maybe around 63. So when Chigiri actually awakens. Hold on. Yeah, this one. So you can see Chigiri here unlocked something immediately and was able to score. If you don't do this, you're not meant to make it. And even if you say, for example, Rio lost, Rio was starting to copy a lot of players in the second selection with Shido. Him playing with Shido and losing Nagi made Rio much better player. Hold on, I'll show you. So as Nagi was doing his shenanigans, you can see Rio here actually copied Shido. Like he copied the dragon. And the only one who did not and failed was Kunigami. And then, obviously, Kunigami crushed Naruhaya in the wild card, which is unfair, I know, because it's about physicality, but you know. Yo, what's up, Bill? What you doing, man? I think France will be an upset in the tournament. We'll make it. Yeah, we said that. Hold on. When did Bro even use his ability? Yo, bro, y'all just don't get it. He plays for Morocco. I see a star. Yeah, but like, Morocco is a country. It's not a club. How would he play for it? Maybe Blue Lock made him drop that childish level and told his agent to. Sure, that would be a stretch, Devourer, but like I can see it. Maybe he got an offer, and instead of playing for the nationals, he took it and then went to play in France. I could see him evolve if he plays in France, but I doubt. If he stays in Japan, I doubt he would be relevant. Shido was unknown too. Yeah, Shido was unknown because of his mentality. Shido was hard to deal with, and so I think Shido was unknown for that reason. Isagi, I can smell the goal. So I can smell the goal is actually just meta vision. So if we can see it here, you can see it's like, I don't know, when did they eliminate? Give me a second. When did they eliminate Nico's team? Yeah, this is, if Lemon is explaining, this is after the game. It was chapter 18, maybe? Oh, this is Team W. What the hell? Bro, the first games did not last at all. So yeah, hold on. I don't know if it happens here. Okawa. They got him. So this one. No, not this one. So this one here. So Nico gives it and Okawa is free. By the way, this is the peril for Metavision. So Isagi stops it and say like, I knew you would go for an Okawa. This is Metavision because he could smell it. And the peril happened in Uber's game. In the Uber's game, if we go to 211, I think, to 211, Lorenzo destroys Kaiser, then he destroys the whole team. By the way, this is an attack by just Lorenzo. He gives two passes here, one, not even two, just one pass, and he dribbles past everyone. That's how crazy Lorenzo is at playmaking. Then he gives it to Baro. Baro is alone. Bam! Isagi comes. So here it happened like subconsciously, but here Isagi is using Metavision consciously. Okay, I can smell. I think people are just putting too much stock into his nickname. Maybe, yeah, maybe. So I think Zantetsu and Chigiri will be the only way to deal with Loki. But minus Isagi and Ren doing some shenanigans. But I don't see them, like I don't see anyone reacting to his speed unless Chigiri and Zantetsu are on him. Remember, I think Kira was peak pre-NEL level and train and evolve. You cannot train to reach the NEL level. You cannot train in Blue Lock, like you cannot train in Japan to reach the NEL level. And I'll show you the panel. Hold on. I know I'm reading old comments at this point because you guys commented a lot, but like I want to read everything. So if you go when Ego was explaining the purpose of the NEL, he tells them that, what is it? So he tells them the weapons and abilities you possess that are exceptional in Japan becomes mediocre the instant you go against world class. And now the Blue Lockers, because they face the NEL, are world class. So no matter how much he trains in Japan, he cannot reach them. However, if he trains in France, that's a different story. That's what I'm saying. So, bro, do we all feel bad for Lemon? I don't feel bad for anyone in Blue Lock. Blue Lock has set the precedent that anyone could be sacrificed. The epic, hold on, Gagamaru has the flexibility not to lose. If that's how someone like Gagamaru got past the second selection. What do you mean? The second selection, Gagamaru is insane. Gagamaru was already one of the best in the first selection. I doubt he did not evolve at all. Like, we've never seen him play. And he was next to Raichi, and Raichi is insane too. Like, you comparing Naruhaya to Raichi and Gagamaru? These are insane players, and Naruhaya is a simpleton. Hold on. I miss Lemon Devourer. I personally don't believe Kira stayed in Japan. Yeah, listen, if you believe he did not stay in Japan because we need to elevate his level, I kind of get it. But like him staying in Japan means that he is not shit. But like if he goes to France, I could see it. The Cog Eye is a special. Okay, well, what is the question? Lemon is the GOAT. Oh, no, Kira, no, player after side B selection, he'll just become better. Yeah, but like become better as at the same time as not playing, because Ego will not use him if he is mediocre. Yes, the Cog Eye is a special eye. Wait, what happened? Yo, Mahito, why did you delete those messages? They were talking about Hugo having special eye. Hey Ace, if your opinion, excluding the Dawn, Aiko, Nico, and Aryu, who are some of the best defenders? Yeah, we'll talk about it. Give me like, it's so best defenders. Like the issue with defenders, like we obviously have Hugo and Carasso. They both play as defensive midfielders, but they are great at defending. I also consider Kunigami great at defending. Him holding Shido was actually an insane feat. Him like stopping Loki was also an insane feat. So I can see Kunigami. Bro is having technical difficulties. What the hell? You should have read the whole thing to get the possible explanation why. I think he. Oh, you wrote it? Send it. I'll read it. By the way, I'll make you into a mod. By the way. Yeah. So whenever you see that guy spam again, Devourer, delete him, much like Mahito is doing. Yeah, I don't care about Lemon. Airo actually say that Kuruna is faster than Zantetsu. So this is Airo actually surprises me with takes like this. Bro is usually on point, but this is complete and utter dog shit. I'll show you why he considers Kuruna to have like insane speed, but it's not how it is. It's not how it works. What was it? Chapter 209, I think. So okay, so it's not chapter 209. I think it's before the English game, the Manshine game, which I think starts around 76, maybe. Yeah, so before that. Okay. So we can see the stats. So here we can see that Kuruna has 90 as speed. You know 90 is comparable to who? It's comparable to freaking Kaiser. And Kaiser is nowhere near Chigiri and Zantetsu, right? So Kuruna sure is 90, which is great, but like I'll show you what Chigiri is. It literally happens like few chapters. Oh, I think it's before this one. Hold on. Wait, is it? I think it's either before this one. Hold on. Yeah, look at this shit. Look at Chigiri. By the way, one of the worst things about Blue Lock is this. Bro has 95 at attack, yet he was butchered. Baro had 96, yet Chigiri was nowhere near Baro's level. This is infuriating sometimes from Kashiro, but it is what it is. However, when it comes for speed, Bro is 98. 98. Which Zantetsu, let's say Zantetsu is 95, right? So, listen, Kuruna is nowhere near Zantetsu. Yeah, you're scared. Hold on, let me read. Technical difficulties. Devour, please, hold on. Did I remove as standard? Give me a second. Did you send it on Discord or did you type it here? I want to read your message, Devourer. Please type it again. So, okay. Let me read. I'm having technical issues. You should read the whole thing to get a possible explanation why I think he could have left Japan since he was a narcissist. Actually, if you're talking about your comment prior to this one, I read it. Hold on. Bro, we moved a lot. Listen. Please, Devour, if you could, write it again, and I'll read it. I have technical issues. Do you think it is possible for Nagi and potentially Kira to come into the... Yeah, as I said this prior in the stream, I don't think so, because Buratsuta said I will aim to build, like, to finish side B with the group stage. Kira will keep a stream with that. So I think Kira, if he gets some kind of boost, it would be in terms of using the team, and that could mean that he could be weaker than the rest, and still be on their level because he utilizes the team better than them. Hugo is a defensive midfielder, but I said in terms of like, but I said in terms, but I said in terms of like defending, he is one of the best. Obviously, Ego will play Kira in some moments, but actually, Ego said that he will not play because he said he would not be on your level. At that time, he did not know about Nagi. Rin had NEL before joining Blue Lock, though. He did not have the NEL. Rin became NEL level once he went Berserk. Before that, he did not. Hugo fits more as a box-to-box. The point is, even in terms of defending, you cannot deny that Hugo utilizes his team in order to destroy the offense, like he did to Rin in chapter 3, 4. No, I think it's the one before. It's like he did here. Yeah, so Rin was wrecking Loki one-on-one, then Hugo comes. So this is defending, and it is one of the best defending. Even defenders who were like closer did not do the same feat, right? Which, by the way, I consider Gabin one of the best defenders we've seen. He is consistently one of the defenders that actually have feats against the current Blue Lockers, which is rare, by the way. Let me carry on. So in that case, Snuffy is one of... I mean, Snuffy also is a great defender. That's really the issue with Blue Lock and in terms of defending. What's your favorite match in Nagi spin-off manga? I actually think it's the Baro match, because we've got to see a side to Baro that we did not see from anywhere else. Kiro, maybe also the Karasu match also was great. If Isagi gets not level physical stats, I mean, he doesn't need physicality for Isagi. Kanzan Chigiri tag Loki as I think it... Did I get confused? Yeah, this guy here is the strongest NPC. You're right. Bro, Loki has the worst fade I've seen ever. Bro, like, who did that to you? But then again, Mbappe also sucks in terms of like his haircuts. Hold on, let me read once again. The character who gets a lot of hype without us knowing anything about is Ray Dark. That's true. Ray Dark and Bunny. Bunny also got a lot of hype. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is something I've said in the previous stream. I said that Prince, in terms of speed, is second only to Loki. And Noah would be third. He is behind Loki and Prince. And Prince actually could contain Loki. I made a whole video about Loki against every genius, and I included Prince despite being a talented learner. Okay, so Kira probably left Japan, in my opinion, because he got his ego hurt by Blue Lock. And even though he talks about teamwork, it's only about as long as he is the star because of narcissism. You know what? That's a perfect theory. So at the end of chapter 2, so like Kira showed his true colors. That's the issue here. So Kira, at the end of chapter 2, Kira said some nasty shit. Look at this. And by the way, when Igagori was down, Kira told Isagi to hit him. Look at this shit. Because he considered Isagi on his side. So all that shit about teamwork and shit like that doesn't matter for Kira. It's just a facade. And so you're actually on point, especially because of what happens after he gets eliminated. Look, I'm the jewel of Japanese soccer. Got me? Are you saying Isagi or Igagori have more talent than me? This is some next level narcissism. Not even Baro says some shit like this. Not even Ren or Kaiser would say this. And so you're on point. I think, listen, the issue with Kira is his whole beef with ego, and why we think that he needs his teamwork mentality. Okay, Loki has a horrible... Okay, strongest NPC. Leiden, half of Japan's team. That's true. Leiden destroyed them all. How does Loki maintain his fate so well? It's not well, though. Slime your barber. Strongest NPC of today versus the So who do you think is the strongest NPC of all time? Who is like the NPC? When you think about Blue Lock NPC, you think of him. Why did the author bring Kira back and won't play him? So as I said, Kira might have a different role. He might not be on their level, but he might play in a way that elevates the team, which could be in similar way to, of course, Hugo. But the issue is Hugo does not have narcissism. Kira is full of narcissism, and so Devourer is actually correct here. There is something fishy with Kira going on, and him going to France makes sense if you think that he got like humbled and his narcissism pushed him to train so he can destroy it. And his talk here, if we go to chapter 327, so we go to 327, his talk like here could be also a facade too, like him saying, "Hold on, what is it? No, it's utter shit." What's going on here is basically inhumane brainwashing. I took Buratuta's offer so I could refute those methods. So I've risked it all to come back here, so I can crush Blue Lock and Isagi Yoichi. This is egoism. Like say where you want, but he acts like Rin right here. Remember when Sai praised Rin and Rin acted like this? Yeah. So there is that, but at the same time, he is set up in the same way as Nagi, as the forces that would go against ego. And so I can't wait to see this, I'm not gonna lie. Considering Ikira did not even pass in that first match, I think his team philosophy only works. Yeah, that's true. He might be like, the team works as long as I am his star. Which is kind of Blue Lock if you think about it. He talks all the shit about his team, but like, he doesn't care. Who would win in an arm wrestle, Kunigami or Prince? So Kunigami would break, so Prince would break Kunigami's arm. I do agree with Kira though. Imagine being expelled by someone weaker. So here's the thing. The fact that he thinks Igagori and Isagi are the same and weaker than him, is a head scratcher, exactly like Ego is doing right here, because Isagi just proved that he is better. And not better in terms of level, but at least he has the potential to be a better striker. But Igagori is sure. However, this is narcissism speaking. He has no shred of rationality to why he thinks he should survive better than Isagi. And for that reason, he is yelling. And usually yelling is a sign of someone losing an argument. Yuki is below Bachura and wow, what the fuck? Who thinks? No, in terms of dribbling, I don't think Yuki is top 3. I think number 1 in terms of dribbling. I think number 1 has to be Ren. No, number 1 is Levy. But if you don't want to exclude the pros, we have Ren. If you want to include the pros, I have Levy and Luna as the best dribblers. Then we have someone like Ren. We have Sai, who in the same game was shown to be better dribbler than Yuki. We have Bachura, who trained under under Levy, and we have Chigiri and Lorenzo, also better than Yuki in terms of dribbling. And that's from now. Obviously, the stats in the NEL were not really something to take as at face value, but like stat-wise, both Chigiri and Lorenzo had higher dribbling stats than Yuki, right? So hold on, where was it? 173. So if we look at Yuki here when he plays, so in dribbling he had 91. And if you go, for example, to Lorenzo, who was shown, I don't know, 211. Oh no, Lorenzo actually was not shown here. Lorenzo was shown at the end of the volume, which I think, not this volume, it's actually the volume after it. So here, I think. Yeah. So Lorenzo is 93. By the way, 99 at defending. Bro is almost Prince. Which is the highest we've seen, by the way. Okay, let me read. Kira is the jewel of performative males. Okay, sure. No, this YouTube is low-key slow, bro. Yeah, this is the issue with YouTube. It's always like 15 or like 20 seconds after what I say. His weapon is being the most intense crybaby. Do you think Yuki is underrated? I think Yuki is underrated, but I wouldn't say he is top dribbler, top 2 dribbler. A lot of players are better than him in terms of dribbling. Thrag has a better barber than Loki. Thrag. John Bluelock. Shigo Mizuki, yeah. He hates the system Ego preaches, but wants to be top of it. That's actually true with Kira. Yeah, I'd say Yuki maybe top 5 in the U20 category. It's just normal teenager reaction, bro. Jewel of your country, and you can't represent your country anymore just cause BS tactic. I mean, he could have not participated in Blue Lock. He thought it was BS, but he still wanted to be number 1. Kalin Yokcho Bush Camper. The Bush Camper is Ren, which, bro, I forgot. I wonder if we get to see Ren in this chapter, like the upcoming chapter. Yeah, the strongest NPC of history is Shigo Mizuki, and the strongest NPC of today is Gabin from France. Nagi competing with top tier would also make no sense. If Nagi can cook, so can Kira, if Kanshiro wants. I mean, listen, Nagi I think is better than Kira right now. And there is a reaction that they have that kind of proves that. Hold on. So this right here. When they saw Nagi, they froze. Kira had like a sweat drop. Oh. So this guy did not know him, but like this guy was following Blue Lock and he was like, holy shit. That's Nagi. Yeah, oh, and then he knew him. All right, yeah. By the way, look at this guy. What's going on here anyway? Like, bro does not care about Nagi. And so he is stronger than Nagi. For me, like, at least in my head canon, he is stronger than Nagi. What did Kira risk to be? Yeah, that's what we're supposed to know in this chapter. What he risks. Rin versus Yota, the strongest bush camper of all time versus... That's actually funny. Oh, I can't spell. What can't you spell? Kira is performative. Kira's volume cover has a very blocky gold chain. Yeah, we'll talk about the volume covers. Yeah, don't worry. We'll talk, okay, maybe symbolizes his title as jewel weight. Yeah, but the issue is the gold is kind of like Hugo and kind of like Loki. But they don't have a fat-ass chain like him, so maybe you're right. Kaiser was the only one who had a glass chain. Nagi competing with top tier. Okay, so we read that. Oh, I can't spell. Isagi with, okay. Rin versus Yuta. Zantetsu, Suguri. What did Kira risk? Satoru, that's straight bait. Okay. That's why the author gave Kira and Rin the same type of school uniforms. They're not the same type. They are actually the opposite. Bro, if that theory of yours comes true, I'd love it, man. Ego looks like a damn SPC. What's SPC? Like an Esper in the early chat. Bro's neck. So yesterday I wanted to do a live stream about the art style of Blue Lock, but my wife got sick and I really could not. However, look at this shit. We'll talk about it at least briefly here. Look at this shit. Look at Ego here. Look at Bro. Bro's neck is like a giraffe. Look at this shit. Then, it's not just him, by the way. If we look at, for example, if we go to chapter like, I don't know, 5 maybe. So yeah, if we go to 5, okay, yeah, we'll get to see Baro. Look at Baro. So Baro here looks kind of cool, okay. But like here, he looks very slender. And then, look, Baro is literally Nagi here. He does not have his physique at all. And this is because Nomura here was still getting used to the style. Kira's volume cover, okay. Let's be serious. Isagi would get knocked out in the same position. Isagi doesn't have reflexes like Shido and reaction time. What are we talking about here, though? Oh, you're talking about Kira doing that shit? Listen, I think Ego kinda was pushing it with that explanation, sure. But like, it's the way for the writers to just eliminate Kira at the end of the day. I think maybe only Shido or Baro or Nagi at that time could do it. Maybe only the geniuses could do that. Could do what Ego said, like hitting the ball at the last second. So Loki, in terms of dribbling, would be the same as Chigiri. He would be completely busted because he zigzags fast between you and that you cannot really react to him. I'll be going for yeah. Have a nice one, Rafa. It was nice. It was nice hanging with you. Talking about in project, no Sai. Yeah, Sai was already like Sai automatically joins. Speaking about Yuki, you may have missed me calling Grim the best NPC purely on the fact that Yuki couldn't break into the starting 11 against Grim, who is supposed yeah, who is his potential who is positional team opponents. That's actually completely true. Yeah, I think that's because Bastard is kind of special. But like, hold on. When does the game start? 50 or 49? Yes, I think it's 48. By the way, the biggest motherfucker in Blue Lock. So, yeah, so Yuki did not make it, but not because Grim is better. It's because the system of Kazor and Isagi were producing the same results. And so even though Yuki might be better than Grim, he is on the same side as Isagi. And the places are taken for that. And so that's why Grim made it. And so where's the formation? And so that's why Grim, yeah, we can't see it here, but that's the reason why Grim made it and Yuki didn't. It's not because Grim is better or the strongest NPC. I don't see Grim having any feats to be like the strongest NPC. Yo, bro, is you think Rin has better dribbling than Bot? Yeah, Rin definitely has better dribbling than Botcha. Berserker Rin, by the way. Yeah, so your ranking of dribbling immediately excludes probably the second best dribbler, which is Luna. I'd say Levi then Luna. Noah, I don't think Noah is that good of a dribbler. I'd say, listen, even Ren maybe is better than him in terms of dribbling, not dueling. Like in terms of dribbling, just dribbling. Yeah, I'd say Ren, and I think Ren and Sai should be the same. Rio, I think Rio because he can copy Bachura, you could say the same. Like Lorenzo, then Chigiri, then Yuki, then Loki. Maybe Yuki could be better than Chigiri, sure. Yeah, I kind of agree with it. I kind of dig it. But like, you forgot Luna, and I would say that Noah is not that high. I know next chapter is side B, but I really want to see the... Yeah, bro, listen, I want to see the locker room of Japan, not France. Because I want to see them, like, break the shit out of Ren. Right? Okay, Kira's gonna get rigged by Senda. Nah, is Baro not stronger bush camper than Ren? I mean, listen, bush camper or not, Baro is the best scorer, so, you know. Sweat scaling is BS. Nah, sweat scaling is actually a thing. I'll show you why. And it's all like, it was all shown with Lorenzo. The first time we've seen it, like, it was with Lorenzo. So, what was it? So, it was at the end of the Ubers game. If we go here, for example, you see that Lorenzo still did not sweat because he still is not trying his hard. And that's why he's getting like, the 1-2 of Isagi is getting past him. Because it's like Hiyori is in flow and he played for like a minute and he's already sweating. While Lorenzo is really not trying. And that's one of the reasons why I think he got humbled by Hiyori at the end. It's because he was taking it way too lightly. Right? And so even Kaiser here. Hold on. So even Kaiser here, he's not sweating. You could see Baro is drenched. Isagi and Hiyori are drenched. But like Kaiser is not. Why? Because up until this point, sure, he was locked on by Lorenzo, but he still was not trying his best, right? However, once the PXG came, and Kaiser started feeling the pressure, with Isagi scoring and continuing to score, he really started to go all out. Hold on, so, give me a second. Look, he started to get sweaty. Like, as you can see here, he's getting sweaty. And then, by the time he scores, he actually gets drenched in sweat. Hold on, so he scores at 66, let's go 67. Look at bro here. There's like a specific panel where he looks drenched in sweat. Yeah, this one. Like, he looks like as if he is really trying. So sweat scaling is not really about like direct level, but at least it tells you who is trying and who is not. But I'm gonna pass a little bit of comments because we're really far behind. I'm reading comments from like 2019. I thought it was kind of Uber's, so let Sendo score a goal in the NEL instead of hoarding everything for Baro. Yeah, I mean, sure, I did not like it. It was kind of meh, but like maybe the writer has something in mind. Zantetsu is, nah, Chigure is faster than speed itself. Nagai, I'm not sold on Baro. Bro has yet to score a team on a team with good defensive players, not striker needing to defend BS. Okay, and score one of them while they actually actively defend him. I mean, sure, you want to say it like that, but like, okay, so who do you think scored on actual defense, except who scored against Ubers? It's like I think it's bad because he played with Ubers that he did not score on actual defenders. But his game plan, like his gameplay in the French game, proved why he is the best goal hunter. You have to understand, not Ren, not Isagi, no one was able to score with Loki and Hugo. But then Baro comes out of nowhere and he scores. And it's different than Hiyori because Hiyori, that no one expected him to shoot, right? However, now they kind of expected Baro to come in to score. Bro, what the hell is going on? But at the same time, they still did not know how to defend against him. And one of the things that makes him like a great striker is here. Look at Loki. Loki was thinking that he is holding Shido, right? Then all of a sudden he is getting devoured. And by the time he turns, Baro immediately shot, which by the way, this is a stealth kill shot. He hit the ball behind Shido and Loki, so when Renoir reacts, it would be completely late. Like as you can see, he's really behind them. And by the time they turned, bam, bro smashed it. I don't know, like this is exactly what a striker is supposed to look like. Like I know it feels hyena, but he is not about devouring Shido or devouring, he is about devouring the whole play. That's why he's different than Rin. Rin kind of kind of fucked everything. So Baro turned a 50-50 into a goal, and Rin turned the goal into a 50-50, which is always funny. Let me see. Bauer sweat scaling. Yeah, Lorenzo just dipped after the Ubers match. He literally just disappeared. Yeah, that's the issue. I mean, like, he served his purpose though. He made Kaiser reach his limit. Y'all remember when Aiku had feats? Yeah, that was just one game. Come on, it's just one game. Give him some slacks. Who's better in midfielder, Ness or Hiyori? I think Ness, and by a huge margin. And I'll explain why in a second. The best dribbler is Pablo. Pablo also is a great dribbler. That's actually true. I actually don't know because Zantetsu physical are under. Okay. Holy bro, I type slow. Ace lock. Is Isagi better than Kaiser in most things? So I made a video. Hold on. So it's one of my best performing videos. So I made a video about Isagi versus Kaiser versus Rain. And I said practically they are the same. And this is white hair Isagi against awakened Kaiser. They're practically the same. They do the same. Although I think because Isagi plays better in a team setting, he is slightly better. So what I would say Isagi is better than Kaiser, I would say in his like field readability. Isagi can read the eyes of the players better than Kaiser. And we've never seen Kaiser actually utilize that to a greater extent. And I also think he plays with other players much better than Kaiser. Kaiser has that chip on his shoulder that kind of fucks with the other players, but for Isagi, he doesn't. Sweat scaling is real because look at Japan versus Nigeria, they went sweat. Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. Kaiser is over Loki in terms of scoring. I mean, Loki did not score only in one game, which is the 3 minutes that he joined, and he was against Noah, so I'd like give him some slack. The best dribbler is Levy. So no, there is a debate. It's either Levy or Luna. We still don't know anything about Luna. Swedish German, and we saw Uncle in his back all France game. I don't have high hopes for side B, half Dutch guy. Oh shit, that could be something. Yeah, that could be something, the half Dutch guy. Yeah, nobody expected Baro to score. He stopped Chido's goal. Yeah, I forgot to say, you have a wife? Yeah, I'm married, bro. I have a kid. Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's the problem. Bro so far just has never faced other defenders than NPCs. I don't know, like, he still is the guy who scored every game. Like him and Kaiser are the only players who scored in every game they played. So maybe, you know what, against England, maybe we'll see him against actual defenders, because we're suspecting that England is a defensive team. Not defensive team, but like they kind of are a cohesive unit that plays defensively. The strongest new gen is Bunny or the strongest new gen is Loki, and Hugo is right behind him, like right besides him, I should say. And I think Bunny is slightly below Loki, just from a narrative perspective. By the way, we still don't have any feats for Bunny. Not gonna lie, I've been really underappreciated. Yeah, as a player, he has grown on me so much. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, Baro is one of the best. Like he is by far the most successful striker in Blue Lock. And if Ego's selection is about success and like how much you could score, Baro should take it. Baro also just has never made any other goal than a hyena goal when there is just one other competent striker on the team. Even just Snuffy blocking Noah made Baro's goal against BM possible. That's actually a mischaracterization, bro, you know? So one of the biggest things that people criticized Baro in the Ubers game, what was it? It was that he never scores when there are strikers with him, right? Baro cannot score when there are strikers with him. Then, the first time he plays, this is the second time he touches the ball, right? He did not even sweat at this point. Like, this is the second time. And this is a striker. Isagi and Ren are strikers, all in one team, and yet he took it and he immediately scored. I doubt, like, I don't think you could have the same saying as someone who led a team in the Ubers game. Hold on. So 227, or I think, yeah, 227 is when he rebelled. It's 226 at the end of 226, but it happened in 227. So here, you could see him leading a team, which means as a sole striker, he works. By the way, look at how much drenched in sweat he is, meaning he is really trying. And also we can see the flow eyes. Anyways, so here he is perfect at leading a team. Then, him scoring is actually one of, I'll tell you how you know it's one of the strongest goals in the show. And I mean strongest, not flashy. I mean in terms of dominance, in terms of can you even stop it, this goal has to be one of the strongest. I'd say maybe second to like Kaiser's goal and the crash shot. I'll tell you why. So you could see at the reaction of Isagi. If you remember, after Nagi scored his goal, Isagi told him that if that's your plan, I'll crush you the next time. But with Baro, like, he saw that he was thinking how to destroy everyone in that play from the beginning. And no matter what he does, Isagi cannot, I'm so close, but I cannot visualize beating Baro or Kaiser. He is putting Baro on the same level as Kaiser in terms of scoring. And he did this as the sole striker. And it is known in Blue Lock that being the sole striker is harder than playing with different strikers, because the pressure of only you scoring is that much higher. And one of the reasons Uber struggled with Bastard is because of Isagi and Kaiser knowing that Baro will be the one to shoot. Had they had, let's say Shido was next to Baro, Ubers would have wrecked BM. Why? Because sure, they stop Baro, Shido would score. They stop Shido, Baro would score. Do you understand? So him being alone, and then him here, right here, both Kaiser and Isagi are utilizing their metavision, are thinking about everything. Gagamaru is using his instincts to know where Baro is most likely to shoot. However, Baro takes everyone by surprise. Even Snuffy did not understand what the fuck was going on, right? And here, you can see him, he looks at Snuffy. And so everyone is going to the right. He aligns everyone on one line. He put them all in one line. This is like manipulation one-on-one. Because everyone thinks he is going to shoot to the top right corner, everyone lines up for him. Then he destroys them all. He takes it. And by the way, and because Kaiser was here, as you can see, he is getting behind Isagi so they don't bump at each other. So he puts Isagi, then he puts Kaiser, then he puts Snuffy. Now, why did he put Snuffy there? It is specifically for Noah. At this point, Baro has no way of dealing with Noah. So what he does, he utilizes his teammate without his teammate knowing it. He manipulates Snuffy. He manipulates the smartest player in the show in order for his shot to work. So this to me is one of the most dominant goals. It's one of the most, like, it's one of those goals that you cannot do shit about it. Like if we remember with Nagi, and I'll show you, Nagi's goal was probably the flashiest. But like Isagi, when he asked him, like, what was your thought process behind it? Nagi's thought process was just go all out. And Isagi told him, if that's the case, I'll wreck you. I see all this time. Oh, okay, not this one. So he believes that challenge. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. So this one. I figured out your formula, you two. Your little teenage drama combo move and goals. Your little teenage drama combo and moves and goals. A success is worth less if it is not reproducible. I'll crush you in this match. I'll crush you. This match won't have any more miracles. Miracles from you two, whatever, right? But look at his reaction with Baro. With Baro, he starts saying, bro took everything. He took every visualization I had in mind and wrecked it. That's how Baro's thinking was ahead. And this is why I said Baro was like here, one of the strongest players in the fourth power system, in the fourth power level of Blue Lock. The fourth power level in my mind is about how much you can visualize. And this is what infuriated Isagi here. He said that bastard took everything. And what he means here, it means like every line of visualization, Baro completely dominated. He was aiming for it the whole time. When he timed his shot to go right through my legs and took over Uber's entire system to steal his goal, which means from the moment he rebelled against Snuffy, Baro had an image in his mind how he would destroy Isagi. Now, does Isagi at this point have an image of how to destroy Baro? He actually doesn't. Look. He actually says, I still can't visualize. And the only way he was able to visualize how to beat Baro, which by the way, I'll show you something that's even with Hiyori, oh, what the fuck? I jumped 10 chapters. So even with Hiyori joining, Isagi still had no idea of how to stop Baro. Look, so Isagi and Hiyori trick Aiku, then Lorenzo comes, Isagi tricks Isagi, however, Isagi tricks Lorenzo, but Isagi here is actually way too far for his shot to be that powerful. So even if Kaiser did not mess it up, Baro or Aryu would still have stopped it. And this really pissed them off. And look what Hiyori says. For real, Isagi and my visualization was perfect, but Kaiser surpassed us with an unexpected move, and Baro's unpredictable recovery stopped the shot. Meaning Baro's visualization here was still ahead of Isagi's. And by the way, with Kanshiro, there is no defender and striker. Your visualization works in both fields, right? So, how does Isagi reach the resolution of how to beat Baro? How does Isagi actually beat Baro's visualization? Well, by seeing something unexpected from Hiyori. And because he is the king of adaptability, he is the only one who adapted. He thinks here, how about we make it as if he's shooting, but instead it's a pass for me. Because Hiyori's shot sure is one of the greatest, he was too far, and as you can see, Uber's is really good here. And so there was no way for him to score, which by the way, I think the goalkeeper would have stopped it. Yeah, you could see that his hand was going the same way, so I don't know why the writer wanted to give this feat to Sendo, even though Fukaku would have enjoyed it more, not enjoyed it, but like benefited from it like much better. And by the way, sorry for not reading the comments. Like once I get into explaining something, I kind of have to finish it first, right? So here, because everyone thought Hiyori, because everyone saw Hiyori shoots, you can see Aiku is no longer reacting to Isagi, but rather reacting to the shot. Lorenzo is taken by surprise, and now, which means Lorenzo, with his perception, he's going to start accounting for Hiyori's shot. So Isagi comes up with like the theory to beat Baro and Kaiser's visualization, which is the no connection play. Did I answer you, Devourer, why Baro, even though he does not seem like it, it makes total sense why he is the most successful striker. Oh, thank you, Illusion. Thank you, bro. You just commented with an emoji. Thank you. I did not see it, man. Oh man. Thank you for the super. Hold on, let me read. So that means Baro knows how to play with player despite his ego, unlike Ren. Exactly, that's actually another point. Baro, after losing to Isagi in the second selection, stops caring if he plays as the leader or not. Regardless of any situation he's in, he would score and he would be the king. So how old I am? I am actually 30. Top strongest in Blue Lock currently. Noah, Chris Prince, Mark Snuffy, Levy, Loki, Luna. So I don't think so. I think so. We know. I'll do it for a second. So memo, what was it? Was it notes? Yeah. So memo notepad. Okay. So my ranking is like this. So number 1 is Snuffy. If Noah tells you he's number 1, he's number 1. Number two is Noah. Number 3, Noah again tells you that the biggest threat to Noah right now is none other than Loki, which makes Hugo number 4. Now, I'd put Hugo on the same level as Prince. Then I'd say number 5 is Levi and Luna. Then number 6, I don't know. Number 6, it either could be Blake, it could be Silva, it could be Kava Sauce, and it even could be Bunny. So I know you might be shocked that Hugo is this high, but really, just because Noah considers Loki as the biggest threat to him, makes Loki number 3, and because Hugo is always relative to Loki, narratively he is behind Loki. I always said that they are the same, but narratively I think he is behind Loki. I put him at number 4 next to Prince. And they are both talented learners, by the way, which is great. Right, so does this make sense? I thought this dude was like 20. Yeah, everyone thinks that, but I'm like 30. I hope Baro don't score against England. I think Baro might score the one that equalizes the goal against England, because it's his personality. I just thought of something. Why did Isagi reflect on Baro scoring by focusing on his goal? What do you mean here, Gojo? Why didn't Isagi reflect on Baro scoring by focusing on his goal? That's actually exactly what he did. He just worded it differently. I'll show you why. So, he said that I can't visualize a way to beat Baro and Kaiser, right? We established that. So he says that, and the writer has his way of like dealing with this. So he says, right now, Isagi does not have the means to contend with them. And because Baro and Kaiser at this point were a little bit more effective than Isagi, alone he could not face them. So what he thinks is the only way is to get a buddy, to get a friend that would make him the game changer, right? So he goes with Hiyori. Then, obviously, as I said, with Hiyori he gets like the philosophy to beat Baro. How come Yukimiya's secret weapon, the gyro shot, never scored? That's actually funny. It actually scored once after he modified it to be like Prince's knuckle shot. Prediction: Shigo Mizuki will beat Nagi, showing it. Yeah, no, that's not. Listen, those are just memes. It's not happening. Bunny above all. If you disagree, you're a bad person. It's great to say England, and nah, I don't think so. Listen, I don't think we will ever see 7-6 or 7-7 in Blue Lock. It's too much. The weakest new gen is Sai or Kazu. So the weakest new gen is Lorenzo. So there are two schools of thought here. So from what Isagi have seen, and this is Isagi that have seen Bunny, by the way, but hold on, I'll show you something crazy, by the way, which is great if you're a Lorenzo fan, because it's Isagi practically sucking Lorenzo's dick, right? So here, in terms of who Isagi considers the top ranking individually, he considers Loki, Lorenzo, then Kaiser. Now, this is individually, which we know Lorenzo is better than Kaiser individually, but he considers him next to Loki, second to Loki. And this is Isagi that have seen Bunny. So, in terms of individual, like let's say in the U20, like in the new gens, let's talk individually. I'd say number 1 is still Loki. Number 2, I think it's Bunny / Lorenzo. Bro, I can't type. And then number 3 is Kaiser. Number 4 is Hugo. And last, which is number 6 or number 5 or 6, is Sai. So individual, or maybe you could. So the thing with Kaiser and why he is so absurd individually is the Kaiser impact. It with the Magnus technique alone makes Kaiser one hell of an individual player. Hugo also is mad beefy, and honestly, if it wasn't for the last play, I would put him on Bunny, no problem. But like, I don't know, because he's a talented learner, I'm kind of skeptical, right? And then Sai. Now, for the actual ranking, which is like, I would say how do I put it? I would say the overall assessment. I'd say Loki is still number one, but I'd say Hugo is on his level, or Hugo is number two, right? Then number two here is Bunny. Number three is Sai. Number four is Michael. The number five is unfortunately Lorenzo, right? So this is the ranking. There is a difference between being individually busted and overall better. Bro, I did not, bro. Sorry guys for not keeping up, but I think I need to jump. Listen, bro. Listen, Baro, and Noah quite literally changed my life. I was when did Blue Lock first air? Like 2021. I think that was when I first watched the anime and then read the manga. So 5 years ago, I was 25 at the time, and I was lost. I did not know what to do. I had nothing in mind, right? And I had like a startup which was failing and shit like that. So the way Baro and Lorenzo presented success changed me in ways I cannot be anything but thankful for them, right? Okay, so guys, I'm gonna skip. Look at gold. Yeah, but that's okay. So the Devourer of Skill. I gotta answer you for like this one. So with Baro, so the thing is here. I'll show you. It's where was it? Yeah, 228. 228. So I'll show you here. The reason it is important that you mention Noah here. Let's say Baro was crazy and he destroys both Kaiser and Isagi. Okay, he destroys them. Well, what the fuck would he do against Noah? I'll tell you what he would do. Absolutely fucking nothing. So, in your mind, if you are Baro, what would you do? You cannot just dribble past Isagi and Kaiser, and even if you could, you're going to be face to face with Noah. And so that's not a good way to like go about it. So what he does, he utilizes Snuffy, who he knows can tangle with Noah. He utilizes Snuffy, who he knows is smarter than Noah. He manipulates the smartest player in order to deal with Noah. And that's right here is actually one of the best ways a striker could deal with problematic players. I'll give you an example. One of the best feats in the French game was Carasso stopping Loki. And I'll give you exactly why. So here's how it happened. By the time Renoir tried to do he gives the ball to Loki, the first one to react was Aryu. Aryu tried to stop Loki, but unfortunately he did jack shit. Right? Then, guess what happens? It's Rin's time. Rin tries but does nothing. Okay? No one is actually reacting. So what happens? Hiyori, nothing. Isagi, nothing. So Chigiri comes. Chigiri holds Loki for 1 second, enough for fucking Carasso to come in. Now, is this a great feat? Yes. Is this an individual feat? No. But a feat is a feat. It doesn't need to be individual for it to be massive. And this feat right here puts Carasso on such a high level for me, it's insane because he's the first one to actually have a plan to stop Loki. The same here. Baro, if you think about it, Baro is the only player other than Yuki, which you could say other than Isagi, to actually do something against the pros. No one. When Noah joined in against PXG, I'll show you what he did to Shido and Charles. Noah joined in and he immediately started whooping Shido and Charles. I'll show you. What chapter was it? I think I forgot. I totally forgot. So Rin scores 75. So maybe around 77? Oh no, hold on. Yeah, so here. Bro, I don't know why the hell is this doing like this. So, look at this. Oh, it's not this one. It's not this one. It happens in a later chapter. So Loki goes in, he destroys them. Then Igagori does his magic. Give me guys. By the way, time. I'll read. Oh my god, like, there are a lot of comments. I'll read them. I'll read them. Peace out. And yeah, yeah. Goodbye, Itoshi Sai. Itoshi Isagi. He did, bro. Look at the end. Noah and Snuffy saw it coming. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said that he used Noah in order. He used Snuffy in order to stop Noah. I'll show you why Noah is like a problem and why Baro and what Baro did is actually a great feat. So he gets jumped by Shido and Charles. And Shido alone is problematic because he's aggressive. But he gets jumped by Shido and Charles. Look at this. They try to take the ball. He takes it one way, pushes the shit out of them, then gives it to Kaiser as if they never existed. Isagi was like, bro, like this shit is like impressive. Bro is not faced. They tried to push him. Get the fuck out of my face, man. Bam, right? So doing anything against Noah is great. And Baro here understand that what the fuck am I supposed to do against Noah? Right? So like my best option is to utilize fucking Snuffy. And here's the thing. My problem is that manipulates parts. Snuffy just does everything he can for his teacher's pet. Okay, if that's the case, I'll show you another example and you tell me it's not the same. So, remember in the previous game, right? So what happened when Isagi destroyed Manshine? Did he win? Was he able to score? Was he even close? You probably say yes, but I'll tell you he wasn't. And I'll tell you why. Isagi here, if he played alone, if he played, like you said, without relying on his master here, which is Noah, by the way, I'll tell you what's going to happen. So Isagi is insane. He destroys Yuki. But yeah, whatever, he is almost alone. The ball is coming. Guess what happens? Prince shows up. What the fuck is Isagi gonna do here? And by the way, this is perfect playing style. Like Kuruna is matching Isagi as best as he could, and Isagi is doing everything with Metavision. So this is the best play Isagi could realistically have here. And by the way, the writer is such a prick. He hid Kaiser behind the text. Just FYI. Anyways, Prince comes in. What the fuck is Isagi supposed to do? That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna use Noah the same way. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. The same thing as Baro. So Baro here, he has no answer to Noah. Okay, I'll use Snuffy. No, Isagi has no answer to Prince. Obviously, bro, this is the scariest shot, by the way. If this guy's coming to rip you apart, just like, I don't know, just let him rip you apart. Hey, Arts, what's up, man? What you doing? Raichi's feat against Snuffy is impressive. I don't know why. Why did you think I would ignore it? I don't think Raichi. We've seen Raichi against Loki, bro. Did you forget? Why ignore Raichi's feats? Yeah, I said I did not ignore it. And did you forget what Loki did to Raichi in the PXG game? No, I think it's a gamble, as in his gambling his shot on Snuffy. Snuffy could still intercept it and like dribble, or I don't think he could dribble past Noah, but like shoot maybe. I don't know what would Snuffy here. I don't know what would Snuffy do here. But like his gamble shot is that, sure, I cannot beat Noah. Okay, I'll gamble on Snuffy doing the lifting here. Out of my way, you sensible grown ass adult. My future is up there, you little brat. And by the way, Noah realized it 1 second late than Snuffy, to show you that Snuffy is much smarter than Noah. And bam. And by the way, Noah is a genius. He should have like instinctively reacted, but Snuffy still was faster. Which gives you hope that Isagi's Metavision would even beat Shido and like Rin's instincts. Bro, I'm Obi of the last favor. No, but the issue here, Isagi in this play was carried by Noah. And he himself realized it. I'll show you how. So if we go to when he snatched the ball from Reo, yeah, it's after this one. So Reo is doing great, whatever, yada, 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 yada. Okay, so yeah, snatches it from Reo's shot that Nagi trapped, and then he goes. Okay, so it's my time. Then what happens? Immediately he glances at the field and everything breaks. Isagi has no way of reaching the net. Why? Why do you think Isagi didn't cannot reach the net here? Why do you guys think that? I'll tell you why. The one thing that changed is Prince. Because before, Isagi had no issue with just Kuruna. He had no issue of destroying the whole field. I'll show you. Just with Kuruna, if you go to chapter 158, what is it? Bro. Not 158, 185. Or 184? Where was it? So yeah, here. So Isagi, with just Kuruna, was able to destroy the whole Manshine. Like, bam, they're as if they're nothing. Right? So you can see it here. He's destroying them alone. So why couldn't he do it here? I'll tell you why. It's simply because of Prince and because of Ryo. Ryo with his metavision and Prince alone is insane, right? So that's the reason. Yeah, so wait, Chris is still here. So he still has no way, like he literally cannot see himself in any shape or form the way he is, that he could be able to do anything against Prince right here, right? So do you understand this play? Then Noah comes in and literally saves, look, and literally saves the play. Like he was reaching a point and Ryo here was like on fire. He would have wrecked him, especially one-on-one. Then Noah comes. Noah tells him that you are showing the best rational way to reach the goal, then I'll go with you. And he told him not that I will play with you, that I will protect. He told him I will follow you, straight up. I will follow you, right? Wait, is it out? Is the chapter out? Yeah, it is. It is almost 11 p.m. here. It's 10 p.m. It's not 11. So Kiora. So hold on. So this is, but I'll carry on with this point. So in the same way that Noah helped Isagi in order to beat Prince, you could think about it as in here. So Baru had no issue beating both Isagi and Kazu, right? He aligned them. Had it not been for Noah, his shot would have entered anyways. But then, because Noah is there, Snuffy was used, and he gambled that Snuffy would actually help him, which he did. And the latter obviously was happy about it, and he scored, right? And this shot even surpassed Snuffy's visualization. That's if Snuffy tells you surpassed my visualization, you already are insane, right? Yeah, that goal wasn't in my designs. It was a win for your ego, right? So this is how important this goal is. Ace, did Noah not? We'll get to that. Noah looks goofy right here. Yeah. Why ignore Raichi? I did not ignore it, Drake, bro. I said that Raichi's feat against Snuffy is great, but we've seen him against Loki and he did nothing. Like in the PXG game. Yes, exactly. He saves the play, but Isagi does not manipulate Noah here. So why should I see as it? Yeah, but like the issue, there is a difference here. Noah wanted to help Isagi, right? And Noah throughout the game, not throughout the game, throughout the attack, and I'll show it. Throughout the attack, he was using himself to deal with Prince. I'll show you. So as soon as Noah gets the ball, Prince comes in. So he jumps over Agi and immediately gives it to Isagi. Then then he is already in the move. By the way, which is something I love about the pros. Sure, it was behind Prince, but then he is already on the move. He's like, it's not like he's not doing, like he's stopping and thinking. He is already on the move. So Noah is actively helping Isagi. So it's not manipulation, sure. But here, if you remember, Snuffy was telling Baru that you should try. Hold on. Look, when they all thought that Baru cannot shoot, it was the first one to comment was Snuffy. What's wrong, Baru? Come on, shoot. You're the king, aren't you? Right, so what he did, but like no one knew that Baru was guiding them towards the right and he was aligning them. That's the manipulation in my eyes. Do you understand, Devourer? No, yeah, by the way, we're supposed to talk about the next chapter predictions, but like we strayed in so many ways, it's not even funny. Although, let me check if we have the leaks. I'll leave message. Yeah, yeah. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I'm just reading a message. Yeah. So I was. So do you understand me, Devourer? You could say that, yeah. I'll give you that. I'll give you the point that Snuffy was on Noah specifically in case Barrow fails. So, in a sense, Snuffy, even though he was laughing at Barrow, he still wanted him to score. And it is shown kind of here. Hold on. So, in chapter 226 or 227, I think. So, in chapter 227, yeah. And the parallel here is with his friend. Snuffy is seeing Barrow in his friend. So you have to understand he has a soft spot for Barrow. Yeah, so he's denying, trying to deny me, whatever. Then Noah comes in. Yeah, so Noah comes in, and he tells him, "Well, how does it feel to have the dog bite your hand for once?" And he tells him, "Damn, this is amazing." And Noah's like, "Bro, what?" Like Snuffy got enchanted by like the not the aura, but like the youth, the energy of youth that Barrow was showing. Bro, take 20 minutes per question. Yeah, sorry guys. I sometimes need to answer. Like I have the need to answer everything fully and from my heart. Understand? But quite honestly, with how culture gives us yep to literally tell us what happened all the time, but there he doesn't feels to, yeah, I don't know, maybe. Listen to me, I think because in Barrow's mind Snuffy could have helped him and he could have not. He still gambled on the best option, which is to have them all aligned and have Snuffy deal with Noah. Had Snuffy not deal with Noah, obviously Barrow would not score. That's the gamble. And by the way, if you remember, this is Noah's reaction to the goal. Noah straight up said, in terms of like mentality, striker temperaments, he's probably the world's best in the U20 category. Fuck Loki, fuck Bunny, fuck Kaiser, fuck them all. In terms of striker temperaments, he's probably the world's best in the U20 category. If Noah, the best striker, tells you this, you take it as is. Barrow has the best mentality in the entirety of the U20 category. Like not Ren, not Isagi, not Bunny, not Kaiser. No one comes close in terms of like this point specifically. Yeah, Igagori really wanted to join the game, but he couldn't. I saw someone say that Blue Lock's anime having inner monologue was annoying, but didn't even consider why. Yeah, I think, listen, people wanted hype with Blue Lock, but instead they got psychological warfare, and they did not want to see that, right? They did not want to see a psychological analysis of a goal. They want to see like Akashi seeing the future and destroying everyone. Episode 1, Isagi moves Mick Moon. What? What are you talking about, man? So, yeah, I got too excited. My Barrow is like my favorite character, so you know. Evil Satoru. I love Igagori. So, what are your predictions about the next chapter, guys? Let's talk about that. Bro, we're already been live for 2 hours. Time fly in these streams. I said about I don't. Okay, so I literally find this. Hold on. So, oh yeah, above. What's Mick Moon? That's the one the thing I'm asking. What's Mick Moon? Yet Ren one game after got Noah. No, he actually did not glaze Ren. Devourer. He did not glaze Ren. I'll show you. He actually Noah considers Ren to have the worst ego. It's actually such an anti-feat for Ren. I'll show you. So no, it's not this one. It's when he did not want to shoot. Look at this. So I think it's, yeah, this one, this chapter. So Rin destroys them, right? And he was a second faster than Isagi and Kaiser. And so he is about to shoot. And he is about to destroy them, then he stops. Guess what happens? Loki, Loki immediately gets mad. And then look at Noah. Noah is not having any of it. So if this were an official match, he'd be banned for life for that nonsense. Sheesh, talking about a morbidly, oh, fascinating. Wait, he said fascinating. Bro, is this, hold on. This is the official translation. Oh shit. This is insane, by the way. A morbidly, what would morbidly fascinating mean? What do you guys think? Yeah, I know Mick. His like his what's it called? His like family name is Moon. I've never noticed. I know his Mick, but like when did Isagi see him in episode one? And Devourer, what do you think about this? Morbidly fascinating. What could it mean? Yeah, so motivated Nagi, I think, would be on par with current Isagi, Baro, and Rin. Like, no question about it. I think he might be even better. Because one thing about Nagi is how insane he is. Yeah, he says he is too fascinating. That's interesting. Yeah, so it is interesting, yeah. So if you remember in like the first translation, which means, oh, so means creepy or unsettling. So he is creepily fascinating. I know morbidly obese means that he is like too fat, too fat. So does it mean that he is too fascinating? And by the way, this is still a less feat than Noah telling you have the best mentality, right? And certainly interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think Nagi will be even better. I didn't say he met him. He always, bro. You said, hold on. I will find it. Episode one, Isagi above Make Moon. Ah, so above you mean, bro? It's a. This is why I could not understand your comment. It's sarcasm. Episode one, Nagi better than Mick. Come on. I didn't say he met. Yeah. So Rin Isagi. What's this, by the way? Rin Isagi Shido Baro motivated Nagi Butcher. You think Rin is better than Isagi and Shido better than Baro? Come on. Nagi will be able to keep up with everyone's growth in Blue Lock because I believe he will become the bridge between talented learners and geniuses. That's actually kind of like getting hinted at because him and Kira, like especially if Kira is a talented learner, if they create something different than what Ego is showing, it would be the bridge. And I would love that. You can even call him potential man. Yeah, yeah. To be honest, Nagi is the original potential man. Game recognizes game. No one knew Rin had that dog in him. That's true here. I honestly remember the old translation where he said has a nasty ego, and he said it as in a negative way. But like having the aura kind of means that he was excited too. But like they were excited by how crazy Rin is. It's still in terms of mentality for like as being a striker, he still did not say he's better than Baro. Why did Baro choose Ubers? So because Kanshiro wanted so. Kanshiro had so there are a lot of players who made like no sense in their teams. For example, why would Takemitsu choose PXG? He should have gone to England. But the reason the writer put it that way is kind of to level up the players, kind of to give us a clear, how do I say it? A clear power level, if you could say. As in this team is better, but then this team is only carried by Baro alone, while PXG is strong because of Ren and Shido and shit like that. So it's just a matter of choice from the writer. Hold on. Because it doesn't make sense for Baro to go for a defensive team. It honestly doesn't. Yeah, this shit. Look at this shit. So why, for example, why would Karasu choose PXG? Where it's a team about money. Karasu should have went to Italy because it's about tactics, right? Like, why wouldn't, for example, why wouldn't Yuki go to Barcelona? It is the team about freedom that Yuki needs for his, for not freedom, but like his, the creativity that Yuki needs for his dribbling. So I don't get it, to be honest. I don't get why anyone chose anything. Yo, what's up, Art? What you doing, man? How's he hanging? That dog missed a chance to win, but NEL win is more terrifying. Is Nagi the Megumi of the series? Potential man, always hyped. Oh, yeah, it's Nagi. Nagi is the Megumi of the series if Megumi reached his potential. So you did not, guys, answer me. What are your thoughts on like the next chapter? What are your predictions? Because we'll do a quick session and then end the stream, because I want to sleep so I can wake up early for the chapter. And as soon as it drops, we will go live, right? So what are your what's it called? What are your theories on the next chapter, guys? Okay, you gave? Oh shit! I think this shit is. Oh my god! I missed so much comments all of a sudden. I think the stream kind of froze for a second, maybe. Nah. So if I were in the NEL, I would have chosen Ubers, not because I just because of Snuffy, Baro, and Lorenzo. But like obviously this is subject. Like this is not based on what I can do. It's just about like. However, if I had to think about my personality, I would have chosen Noah. I love rationality more than anything. So you know. Nagi is making me a potential man, and Rin is Yuta, a bush camper. So listen, Yuta is Reo because they both copy, and Mahoraga is Isagi, and Nagi is Megumi. Baro in Manshine would be scary. Yeah, so Baro, I think, listen, Baro and Kunigami going to Manshine would have been honestly insane. However, at the same time, would he have learned the Predator Eyes if he went to Manshine? And the Predator Eyes is one of the strongest weapons for Baro, so you know. Although I gotta say that in the second selection, Baro subconsciously Baro subconsciously unlocked the Predator Eyes. So maybe I gotta say bye for today, since I start working tomorrow again, as well as I gotta want to watch. Yeah, goodbye, Devourer. See you next time. I'm always like I'll probably start going live daily at this time, so you can catch it tomorrow or the day after. No, tomorrow I think because we're gonna have the leaks, I'm not going to go live tomorrow, but the day after for sure. Yuki could cook Barcha, but Lavinia won't help him unless you. Levi does not need to help Yuki. Like Yuki could just learn from him the way Bachara did. Nagi will dominate side B, and then Igaguri will. By the way, do you think Igaguri is inside B? I honestly wonder. But to me, I think you know what? I think so. Nagi obviously would dominate, but I think he would also carry Kira because if you remember when they teamed up, that was actually for a reason. Hold on, let me go for it. So it was 327, right? So here, when they teamed up, I think it was because the writer wanted them to succeed together. And so now it is Kira and Nagi against everyone. And by the way, Messi, like Aomari's Messi is here, so it's either him or Kira. There is no way about it. And one thing interesting is that we can see Nagi here having as if he was hit by the ball in the face. This is kind of like how Lorenzo was after he blocked the Kaiser impact. Hold on. So we go for chapter 2, I don't know, 34 maybe? So you could see Lorenzo here. Hold on, I'll get a better shot. Uh, Give me a second when this shit loads. Yeah. So you can see Lorenzo have this scratches here, which dictate that he was hit by the ball. And Nagi kind of have them too. Look at this. Nagi kind of have them too. So I wonder, did it get really interesting with Kira? Okay. Oh shit. I think the stream is broken because I don't see any comments. Then all of a sudden I see a lot. Hold on. I'm hoping to see some Blue Lock discourse to solidify the Civil War. I hope so. I hope like at least like the 3 or 4 final panels would be about the Civil War. Yeah, to solidify the Civil War happening between Ego's philosophy and more team-structured philosophy. Yeah, I think the issue here is whether Isagi would join Karasu, because he kind of did at the end. Even as a rebel, he is admitting that you need a second best and you need the best. I think Nagi and the new guy to pass. It makes no sense to introduce a new character. Well, it actually makes sense if you look at it from perspective of introducing a character to make side B interesting. That should be his purpose in this. Okay, so Kiora in the lineup, bro. Kiora is not playing. Come on. Nagi will pass the first selection, and we will see that Igaguri passed before Nagi. Okay, come on. Come on, hello, come on. I honestly think, listen, I don't think Igaguri even played. I think Igaguri just gave up. The way Noah had him, you know, I think bro already gave up. I honestly think Kiora, Nagi, and the Dutch guy will go through. But we only have 2 places. The 3rd place is reserved for Sai. So I doubt Nagi. Oh, you're just including Kiora. Okay, you got me, man. We will see side B for most of it. Maybe French and Japan locker room, and maybe English a player reveal. I think that we shouldn't see England yet. I think we should just see the Civil War within Blue Lock. And then we could see England, like in the next chapter. Nagi rolling on everyone and us getting a locker room view of Japan team after the game. Yeah, that would probably be the best. Yeah, and also for the Nigeria versus England, I think it should be left for next chapter. Maybe a time skip of side B, because it would be repetitive to read all over again. I think it's not. They're gonna show us what happens, right? And who's Blue Lock Goji? I don't know. Ain't Rain still physically better than Isagi? Because how Isagi play is more or less knowledge or maybe skill based, like luck, etc. So Rin learned that too. Or genius can't. So it's not that a genius can't, but like it's about how your brain functions. Think about it as cursed techniques. You either have that technique or you don't. And talented learners tend to have like insanely large brains where they can take a lot of information. They can do that, right? That's why they have the metavision. But like geniuses are different. Geniuses are more focused. Geniuses have insane perception that is completely instinctive. Instead of reading the play and figuring out what's the best option, they instinctively know the best option. And so Ren cannot realistically learn what Isagi is learning. And even if he does, he would not be able to do it to the same extent, right? Acelog, I'd go PXG because Noah isn't nice. Yeah, but like, you know nothing about Noah. That's why I said I would go to Noah. Chris, you know what? Listen. Oh, you don't like training? That's why you don't choose Chris. I think Chris also is a solid choice. Do you think Isagi would have been better off in Ubers instead of Bastard Munich? I actually think no. I know Snuffy is great. I know Snuffy would have taught him metavision. I know everything, right? But there is no way in hell Isagi would be the same without the motherfucker of the show, Kaiser. Kaiser is literally the reason Isagi is at this level, right? So I don't think not Snuffy, not Noah, not Prince, not anyone could help Isagi the way Kaiser did. Kaiser was literally the extent, like the extension of Isagi's playing style. And that's why it worked so well for him to watch him, right? And to play against him and be his rival. I'll show you. And I explained it before, by the way. I explained it yesterday. That I said the parallel between this goal and the way Isagi failed against Sai showed Isagi that Kaiser is in the same situation, could score effortlessly. which is why he said this. Which is why he said this. Hold on. Yeah. A perfect embodiment of my ideal playing style. That's the reason Isagi improved so much in the NEL. He had a roadmap in Kaiser. No one else had a roadmap the same as Kaiser. And so that's why Isagi dominated more than anyone. Right? That's actually a brilliant way from the writer to differentiate Isagi without necessarily nerfing other players. And so, to answer your question, if Isagi was in any other team, he would not have been the same as him being in Bastard Munich with Kaiser. Okay, so do you think side B is invite only? Igaguri said he didn't receive any. Oh yeah, shit, that's actually true. Yeah. Check when Nagi and Igaguri met. Okay, yeah. He just said it, yeah. I actually don't think Kuni would have improved in Manshine. He has no, but like the thing with Prince, it's not just about physicality. It's about how you use that physicality. The way he trained Chigiri was not just because Chigiri was fast. The way he taught him to use that speed made Chigiri one of the best dribblers. That's what I'm saying here. That's why he would help Baro and Tokimitsu and Kunigami a lot. Tang out Lorenzo. Why is bro trying to inmate the GOAT Ren? Hey, a fanboy? I mean, listen. Ren does it for like with madness, and Lorenzo does it because he's goofy like that. That makes me wonder how the hell Lorenzo survived direct. I don't know, man. His anatomy and his biology is weird. I know I'm reading old comments, but like I want to read them all. So agreed. He isn't a Ren Goat Toshi. You should use slow time to reduce the amount of comments at a time. Ooh, would you guys like that better if I slowed like the comment? Because sometimes like you get ahead of this. You get ahead of me, and I can't keep up. I actually wouldn't mind if Kanshiro completely showed the full game inside B, taking potentially multiple volumes to build suspense for the England game. I honestly think, listen guys, I honestly think the way he structured it, we will have the entirety of Side B, the Civil War, and like the foreshadowing for the England game in this volume. We have a full volume for this, which starts next chapter. And I doubt the England game would start any sooner than either the final chapter of this volume or the start of the next volume. So rest assured, we are going to get a lot of Side B and a lot of things about England. Kiora will play against England? Nah, he won't. I actually wouldn't mind if Kanshiro completely showed. Okay, yeah. Kiora is playing. Nah, he won't. Text leaks have dropped. We see Nagi, Kira, Nishioka, and Shindo in the canteen looking at the center as the goal of Japan versus France game is scored. Captain Ego America versus Iron Karasu Man. Yeah, that's actually good. It's actually a good one. Yeah, it seems like the first selection has been already over, and then we have TV screen cut to Buratsuta announced the current top 10 players. 1. Shindo, 2. Kira, 3. Hiraji, 4. Nagi, Nishioka, Himizu, Haiji, Kuon, Ukawa, and Indoji. So just because of this, I think this is BS. Like, I don't think this happened. Hold on, let me check. Just because anyone would rank above Nagi, I think this is BS. Yeah, I don't think this will happen. Yeah, my bad, but I missed a lot of stream. But have you talked about England predictions? No, Arts. You can leave them. We're talking about them right now. Yeah, Raydark, we have no idea who he is. Like, we literally have nothing. Hot take: Kaiser is the hottest guy in Blue Lock. Yeah, no, listen, bro. I like women, so I wouldn't know who's the hottest. Okay, jokes aside, so like beauty-wise, I think Yuki and Yuki and Prince are the hottest because they're models. But like in terms of hotness, I don't know. I like for me it's Henri and Bachira's mom. Oh no, actually no. For me it's this. It's this here. Hold on. It's the hottest woman in Blue Lock. Give me a second. What chapter did Isagi meet Bunny? What was it? 307? Yeah, it's this one. This is the hottest girl. This one. This is the baddie of Blue Lock. Henri who? Bachara's mom who? Yeah. Does anyone know where when the leak? So they should release in like 7 hours usually, around four, 3 to 4 to maybe sometimes 5 GMT Greenwich time. I don't know what would that be in like Pacific time or New York time, but you know. Yeah, I'm answering you, Simba. Don't worry. Is really dark. Have Yukimi and Chigiri doing amazing things against England? Listen, I think England, we need Chigiri and we kind of need Yuki because Yuki shined only against Manshine, so it kind of would be a good Easter egg. Nah, Henry doesn't clear. This Spanish baddie right here is the one winning. You know, especially with like the thong thing and all. Which, by the way, don't let my wife watch this stream. The Hispanic baddie, yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad my wife doesn't like follow Blue Lock, or she would have seen this stream and I would be in trouble. Now that you mentioned it, I completely agree with you. Yeah. In what though? Like saying that because Nagi is now ranked number 1, it's not gonna happen. Oh no, hot take. Oh yeah, you're talking about hot guys. Okay, sure, sure. Yeah, listen. So Prince and Yuki were confirmed in this chapter, which is where it was confirmed that Prince have a beef with like a 16 or a 17-year-old, which is always funny. Oh no, this is the Borrow chapter. Yeah, this one ends with Borrow looking like that. Yeah. So I think it's here, maybe? Yeah, it's here. Bro, these ads are killing me. Yeah, this one. Look at bro. Bro is literally the definition of beauty. Nah, I was actually joking about my wife. I usually joke with her about like this kind of stuff. Like whenever I see Andre, I like tell her, look at this shit. So, should we end the stream, guys? Because I should go to bed since I need to wake up early. Since the leaks should drop in like 7 hours or some shit. Don't worry, but like as soon as they drop, you'll see the notification for my stream. So you're not gonna miss anything. Alright, so I think we should end it here, guys. I know it was a short stream. Typically we go for like 5 hours, but like because we are going to have a stream in like few hours, I think this would be kind of enough, right? What do you guys think? Bro, it's happening again. I can't see any chat, and then I'm sure I'll see like 500 comments all of a sudden. Yeah, so I'd find way more interesting if Kanshiro breaks expectations and it's Kira who tries to betray and devour Nagi. Yeah, inside Beast. To advance and show us Nagi's ego has evolved enough to overcome that. Yeah, that would be cool too, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. Do you think there will be going to be another New Gen 11? So, as I said, I don't want it to be a New Gen 11 in England, but I kind of think there will be one. It's kind of the thing right now. You need a New Gen 11 to compete. But there are some ways they could build it. However, we're not going to explore it today because I intend on doing a stream explaining that specifically. So, you could watch out for that. For now, I think I'm going to end the stream, guys. Yeah, so we've been streaming for like what? Oh, it's 2 hours and a half. Like we've been for like quite a few, but it's not compared to like the usual 5 hours. However, I think it's enough because we will have a stream first thing in the morning as soon as the leaks drop. And as I said, no, I don't want to sleep. It's only bro. Is it 3:30 p.m. or a.m.? Because if it is a.m., you're cooked. You need to go have some sleep. Yo, you're the high cat. You came back as I was ending the stream, because we are going to have another stream once the leaks drop. I'm going to end it here. Chris, Levy, Snuffy seem like good people. No one looking. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they are complete bricks. Anyways, guys, good night and have a good one.